Let's load up another model review. This time it's a model from IMC Models, and it's one from their Loads and Tools collection. The line drawing on the box shows you that it's a large transformer, so it certainly qualifies as a heavy load. As we've already said, it's made by IMC Models, and it's model number 33-0207.
Let's weigh it up.
We fly it onto the weighbridge and it comes in at £3 6 ounces, and that is 1.54 kilograms. Let's open the box and see what's inside. The cover is just a sleeve and that reveals a plain cardboard box. And it's time to get out the sharp knife. As usual, we have to skillfully cut the tape. And if you don't want to be skillful, you could just rip the box apart with your bare hands. But we're much more civilized on cranes, etc. Opening the box reveals some black foam rubber, and there are some wrapped pieces. We carefully take off the top layer of foam, and after a bit of clumsy manhandling, we can get the transformer out. And as you can see, it is wrapped in soft paper. In addition, the box also contains some carefully wrapped lifting cables.
Let's weigh it up again.
The transformer itself weighs in at £2 12 ounces, which is about 1.25 kilograms. Just a reminder that you can see a lot more about models on the Cranes Etc. website, and the link to it is in the video description below. Also, if you want to know where you can buy scale models, then you can click on links on the website, including those in the shopping mall. And listed here are dealers that sell models in countries across the world. There's not much to do in terms of what you might call assembly, but what you do have is a couple of support stands for the transformer, and you can use those on the bed of heavy haulage if you want to. Also included with the model is a set of 4 lifting cables, and obviously these could be used for lifting the transformer with a crane model. And here we're using the indicated lifting points, although the real transformer might be lifted with special frames at each end. The transformer is a resin model, and as you can see underneath it has a plain surface. The support stands have a little bit of detailing, and moving to the transformer it has a Siemens energy sign. There are connection points at each end which have properly formed holes, and you can see plate covers are modelled along the lower edge. Other components are also modelled, and they all help to give the model a very realistic appearance. And that includes the use of graphics to produce some signs. As we move along the side of the transformer, there's more equipment detailed, and you can see that the structure of the transformer is modelled very well. As we get to the other end, there's more equipment, and some of it is individually highlighted with paint, and there are more graphics applied. At this end of the transformer, you can see the detailed modelling of the connection points, and again there's some more graphics highlighting. If we zoom in, we can see that the graphics are of a high standard, even though they're very tiny. Underneath the end of the transformer there's also more equipment modelled. The opposite side of the transformer is different, but it does continue the same high standard with plenty of graphics, and there's some modelling of some different equipment. One thing that this model does show is that the use of resin does allow a greater amount of detailing. And we also see that the other end of the transformer looks good. And again, all of the different components give an interesting look to the model. And that's true in hard to see places also. Looking down onto the roof of the transformer, and again the structure is modelled very well. And there are plenty of points of interest to make the model good to look at. Here we have a photo of how a similar transformer was transported. And this trailer has 14 axle lines. Here on Cranes etc. we'll go slightly bigger with 18 axle lines. And having put the support frames in, we can use the giant hand crane to lift in the transformer. All we need to do is to adjust it slightly to get it centralised. And then we have an impressive looking display. Another option is to pair it up with a heavy crane, and for this we're using a Terex CC8800. And the transformer has just arrived on site on our heavy haulage. The transformer model is quite heavy, so you need a bit of care if you want to lift it with a model crane, but that's no problem here for the big Terex that we're using. The lifting cables themselves are metal and they're nicely crimped. And IMC has done a very good job to get the cables to about the same length, so they are all reasonably under the same tension. Loads such as this provide a good companion either to heavy haulage or to cranes. This model from IMC is very impressive, and that's because of its high level of detailing and good finish. So it's a good model to look at in its own right. As we've seen, it pairs up very well with heavy haulage and also a heavy crane. So if you're looking for a heavy load, then this one is excellent.